Something Other Than Government in Drums of Tophet by Agony's Point Press, Volume 1, Issue 1. The plans that were made public before World War I was over about Israel are coming to fruition. Regardless of theology or outcome, it is apparent that the real government of the world is not for the people or the environment. The time is to be active on some level in this conflict. Our apocalypse can be beyond any mythology or ideology, like those spoken of in the passages, including Al-Quran 6, 158, 7, 15, and 71, 10, 20, and 102, 11, 122, 15, 8, and 37, 26, 203, 32, 20, 38, 80, and 44, 29. We too await and actively use our respite. The ancient Egyptians had their coming forth by day, Ra, Du, Na, Wa, Hurt, Ma, Haru, Ra'at. But we are here to strip off the layers of propaganda as living dead who incarnate the principles of the mysteries. The myths are our vehicles. Their codes and rituals are our tools. We will become a source in their age of wrong being met by greater wrong. We become sources and pass it down through our relations and opening of ritual sites, which may be found beyond outer telling of them. The bloodlines of Tiamat and Kingu are incarnating beyond the spiritual skies, and the dark forces are going to be known like never before. Maniacal assassin's cult. Maneki, Kulat, Ubits, seems like it is mostly called neo-Nazi to distract from any value they have. But they are encouraged by the countercultural goals of such groups. Beyond politics, they are their own type of Satanist, willing to dedicate the most forbidden of acts in opposition to the system of those who neither serve the world nor their own individual countries. If some things are going to be done, why not offer up one's deeds? Not applying. It's like there. War is a guide to death. The friend of it resists the giving in. The amphetamine of the masses is being eaten alive by the harshness of life. What has gone by is a presage of the coming victory against the mundane force that has taken over. Now is not the time for feelings or emotions or the lack of them. Accomplish what you can do and realize you can be betrayed anyways. After the destruction of one order, an army of evil remains, and the pearl of the next order remains to break the strength of the suppressors. The trauma inflicted by the mundane will turn against them eventually. The first things are to excel among the besieged and to not give up on the ability that remains. We must do what we need to do to survive, and connections will be formed without personal attachment. Things are not so limited to the areas that they are labeled for, and we should never worry about cultural appropriation. The environment and the celestial will speak to you, as will the shadowy visions and dreams from within. The war continues in the alleged peace, and what happened to others of our side serves as a warning. Some may not excel, but they have their purpose, and they add up towards victory, gradual as that may be. The neutral have their purpose too. Some will yield to performing perfectly what they are rewarded or threatened into. The conservatives will treat the direct ones like crazies, but the details of the acts of freedom will make it all worthwhile. Action is within boundaries of self-preservation, but there is a secret doctrine of what to maintain along the way. The spiritual forces are not deceived by the mortals. Such attempts are futile, but the containment of life is broken by the fire of the next. We are not what the culture defines us as, but we should distinguish whether we do to ourselves more or to others. Plenty put on an act of what they are not on the inside. Epicurean considerations continue in our eternal role. And we see a faded version of the Satanic Front crest on the right of the graphic. We have an empty shield on the left, and we have a couple verses that I have talked about before that pertain very closely to what we are going over here in the graphic. And I am not finding Amos 5:26 and Acts 7:43. To carry a booth of Moloch, a statue, a star, to take as deity the representative figure, to make for what's like that. And the verse in Acts breaks down raising up as definite, a habitation for Moloch, and making definite for the star that you have as a deity, Ra'ifan, which you make definite, and you tear something off as an oracle, and you construct something to do homage to, and there's a transfer, either colonizing or exiling from beyond Babylon. So, the magic is beyond boundaries, in other words. But there's this way of, you can start your own cult as a subsidiary of the main, and that's why you have a blank shield. And we've talked about James Jesus Angleton before, and that circle of skulls can kind of connect us to the whole Agony sort of mythology, right?